We are who we are primarily due to our genetic material, our DNA. Our body is made up of organs, which in turn are made of tissues, which are thousands of cells, and inside each one of these cells is our DNA. Our composition and our characteristics are influenced a lot by the proteins that constitute our cells and consequently our body. For our body to work the right way, it depends on these proteins. And who decides which proteins will be synthesized is our DNA. The DNA is a helix composed of a double strand made up with nucleotides which are bound to each other. Each nucleotide consists of a phosphate group, a sugar, and a nitrogenous base. Within the same strand, the nucleotides are bound through the phosphate group, and one strand is bound to the other through hydrogen bonds between their nitrogenous bases. There are 4 different nitrogenous bases which are part of the DNA: adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. Bases which have 2 rings are called purines, while bases with only 1 ring are the pyrimidines. And the hydrogen bonds that connect one DNA strand to the other are always in the same way. Adenine binds to thymine and guanine binds to cytosine. The nucleotides are different from each other mainly due to their nitrogenous base, so each nucleotide is assigned a letter corresponding to the nitrogenous base it contains. Hence, the sequence of nucleotides, which can be described by this sequence of letters, is our genetic code. It's a code because each sequence that we call a gene codifies for the synthesis of a certain protein. In order for the body to synthesize a protein, an enzyme called RNA polymerase reads the code that is within this gene in the DNA and produces a complementary strand, which is the RNA. In the case of RNA, thymine is replaced by uracil. This RNA then leads to the production of that protein. But what happens if the code is wrong? If instead of an A, there is a C in a certain position, the code will not be the same anymore, so that the protein will probably not be synthesized, or it may be synthesized with some defect. This is not the correct code for this protein anymore. Hence, changes in our genetic code, which we call mutations, can change the proteins that will be synthesized. This can change the way our cells work and potentially lead to the development of cancer.